Hello everybody, Ben Rogers here, the Raptors Digest, and we have a special video here tonight, Riker, with, we're going to do our best, so we put it out earlier, I said in our video, we put it out on Instagram, asking you guys to send in your potential trade request, and Riker, we got some blockbusters here, so we're going to go through it, we'll play the videos on the screen that you sent in, the screenshots, the stories. Riker, are you excited to see all these deals?
Run it, Ben. Run it.
Run it. All right. So we'll show the first one here. I've watched them prior. We can't get them to show on the screen and for us to be able to hear them ourselves. So we'll explain it. We'll reiterate it. And here's the first one. Here's the first one.
Yo, Raptors Digest. What's up, man? It's Coach Danny from Fusion. I'm thinking we trade Kyle Lowry to the Miami Heat. His time has expired in Toronto. We don't want to keep him here. A losing team. It's time to move on. Can we trade Lowry for Tyler Herro, Precious, 2 first-round picks, and a second-round pick? What are your thoughts, man?
All right, that's our first one, Riker. And since you and I couldn't hear it, I'll re-speak it. This one's talking about the Raptors, the Miami Heat, making a trade for Tyler Herro. It's in the thumbnail. It's the guy everyone wants to see. Danny brought it up from Fusion Basketball. The Raptors trade away Kyle Lowry. We get back Precious Achiuwa, Tyler Herro, 2 first-round picks, and a second. What are your thoughts on a deal such as that?
That's the one that makes sense. And Ben, I'm going to report this now because Raptors social media is blowing up with it. I don't know if you reported it in your afternoon video, but supposedly based on at Pompey on Sixers, who has 60,000 followers on Twitter. He's supposedly the most reputable Sixers reporter, says that Kyle Lowry is indicating that he wants an idea that his potential suitor is going to pay him a $25 million per year contract extension. And so you had mentioned that you are willing to re-sign Kyle Lowry if it's on reasonable deal rather than trade him. But if that price is $25 million, I'm saying pass, hard pass. Trade this man, get him out of here. And of course, Tyler Herro is the ultimate pull, but I'd be satisfied with Duncan Robinson, Achiuwa, first-round picks, second-round picks. I would maybe even consider none and 2 first-round picks because ultimately you're looking at those first-round picks as being the major pull rather than lose Kyle Lowry, who wants to command $25 million. I don't think his market value is there, but certainly if you're getting a guy in the caliber of Duncan Robinson, who hasn't been as good, but Tyler Herro, who's young, rookie contract, showed promise, you'd do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and I'm in agreement with you. Tyler Herro is the ultimate pull in this one. He's the guy that you really want to see, and the reports have come out. The Raptors, the Heat are willing to give up Duncan Robinson. They're willing to put him in a trade for Kyle Lowry. It's the Tyler Herro piece that I think we're really negotiating for. So I think if we get Tyler Herro, we don't get a Precious Achiuwa. We don't necessarily get the 2 first-round picks, as the first video mentioned in there. So it might be, obviously, we're all Raptors homers. We're all Raptors fans. We'd love to see us acquire everything there. But, you know, it's the theme of this video. I'm going to keep playing this little animation we got. You said it on us. That's the trade that we want to see, right? We want to see Tyler Herro come to the Raptors, get in a Raptors uniform. But we have another one, Riker. I'm gonna play it on the screen. I think this is the one that should be playing next.
Digest. With our interest in Spencer Dinwiddie, is it possible we flip Norm to Brooklyn for Dinwiddie and say a center like Claxton? And also, if you guys haven't subscribed, do that now.
So, Spencer Dinwiddie, Riker, he's been in the news, he's been in the talks, right? The Raptors potentially acquiring Spencer Dinwiddie and Nicholas Claxton. What are your thoughts on a potential deal like that?
For who? Norman Powell.
I didn't hear. What are your thoughts on them first? As
the potential of them coming back.
Yeah.
See, it was really hype when
Norman Powell, yes, Norman Powell.
Okay, I also see a ton of people roasting my hair. It's because I didn't pull it down when I got out of the shower, or pull it back up. I just let it come down. It's not a perm. It's my natural hair yet. Roasting me. Anyways, we were extremely excited when Dinwiddie he was supposedly on the market for a second-round pick and a role player. Now, all of a sudden, it comes to light that role player is Norm Powell. You would be the biggest idiot on the planet if you traded Norman Powell for Dinwiddie. I don't care if you get Claxton, who the Nets are extraordinarily high. Nets fans, they love this guy. He's a defensive mastermind out there over the last couple of games, it seems. But that's still not enough to get rid of Norman Powell, who's been nothing short of spectacular.
Our interest in
You're not trading Norman Powell.
Spencer
Just
Dinwiddie.
played the animation.
Is it
again,
possible
right,
we
and
flip
the
Norm
theme music is
to
going back. Every video is playing, but I tend to agree with you. Obviously, I like the idea of getting Nicholas Claxton, and I like the idea of getting Spencer Dinwiddie, but for Norman Powell, it's tough, and that's Andrew. He came in clutch with a lot of great trade ideas. He sent over a bunch. This is the big one because obviously Dinwiddie's been rumored. Norm's been rumored to the Brooklyn Nets. So it makes sense. Shout out to Andrew. And shout out to Andrew for plugging. He's plugging, telling people to subscribe better than you and I. So we gotta play that animation. You know, we're on the road to 20K subscribers. We got a fun podcast here. We're reacting to all of your guys' trades. So if you like this style of video, we're joking and stuff. We're having, obviously these aren't reported. These are your guys' trades. We're reacting with all the news going around. But subscribe if you like the content, if you're excited for the trade deadline. If you want the full reports, we've had a bunch of news videos over the past few days. But yeah, I tend to agree with you, Ryker. You don't give up Norman Powell for Dinwiddie.
And it's not an idiot idea to say Dinwiddie and Claxton. Your head is in the absolute right place with that one. But all things considered, you're not putting Norm on the block for those guys. Norm is the most valuable Toronto Raptor right now. So, you're comfortable with that with a second round pick, but not for Norman Powell.
Yeah,
but your head's in the right place.
TD2? Would you do it for Boucher, actually? For Boucher.
Now that's a question. We'll throw it to the comment section while we move along to the next one, because I need to think about that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. I want to see what the chat's saying. And we got another one from Andrew, because obviously that's one there. We'll keep it within the theme. If you shout out subscribe, you get 2 videos. So I'll throw this one on the screen.
Hey Raptors Digest. I got a crazy one here for you. With Golden State wanting to compete and us wanting to send Kyle Lowry to a winning team, is it crazy that we might trade Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry, Stanley Johnson for Wiggins, Oubre, and Wiseman? Possibly some picks?
All right, so Norman Powell in another trade, Ryker. And people are roasting me for animations going everywhere. It's not my fault. I'm pressing the right buttons, but I'm forgetting to unpress them when they pop up. Stop blaming me in the comment section. I'm insecure about my button pressing in this... this production scene. But to go back to the trade, this one's really interesting. I haven't seen the Warriors, even though they're active in trade talks, Ryker. I haven't seen many talks around them involving the Raptors. But this deal, Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell, and Stanley Johnson go into the Warriors. So a lot of pieces going that way, but a lot of pieces coming back home. Andrew Wiggins, Kelly Oubre, and James Wiseman come into the Raptors. What are your thoughts on this deal?
Kelly Oubre, that's a pass, but he has been put on the block by the Golden State Warriors. James Wiseman, there was a little bit of speculation that the Warriors might move him or try to move him for a more immediate win now piece. And a potential suitor was a straight up, and then obviously salaries to balance, Karl-Anthony Towns coming to the Golden State Warriors, Wiseman pairing up with Anthony Edwards. Now, I don't hate Andrew Wiggins. He's been extremely memeable over, since getting maxed out to right now. But right now, he's actually pretty legit. You put him onto a good unit. I don't know. His defense it's improved, but it's maybe not the guy that you'd want to trade away Lowry and Norman Powell for. I don't think he's the future. James Wiseman's obviously a nice piece, but if I'm looking, and I already brought his name up in this talk, if I'm looking at trading Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell, I'd rather more of a win now center that fits with the time frame of Fred VanVleet, of Pascal Siakam, and I'd look for a guy like Karl-Anthony Towns.
Karl-Anthony Towns? So
if you're offering that many pieces, right? If you're putting Norman Powell, Kyle Lowry,
if you're trading that, you go all out.
You go all out. Yeah. You're not stopping at Andrew Wiggins. You have to aim higher than that.
Yeah, and the Wiggins thing, obviously, he is a good player. He's bounced back this season to... Not even bounce back. His stats aren't even that good, but he's more playing within his role. He's a third guy on the Golden State Warriors, and second guy, depends on the night. And he's doing a decent job of playing that role for the Warriors right now. His defense has gotten a lot better. Had some questionable takes about vaccines and stuff, but we won't dive into that here. But, I think James Wiseman, he's a real he's really unpredictable because he came out, started the season on fire, people thought he'd be really good, then he got moved to the bench, and people don't really know where he's at. He's super young, has a lot of potential. I wouldn't mind having him being brought back in a trade. Kelly Oubre, Wiggins, they're nice wings. I think this deal, if you have to move on, if you expect Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell to move.
Yo, everybody's Ben, I'm cutting you off. Everybody in the set, everybody's saying, Woj just tweeted. What's happened? We're hitting that.
Let
live
us know.
news, Ben.
Let us get in the
Pop
chat.
on Twitter. Pop on Twitter.
Am I creeping it?
Yeah, you creep it.
You
I'll
creep
just
it,
keep
talk
some
about-
sort
you
of
talk
random
about Wiggins.
dialogue. I don't even have Twitter. I'm just gonna keep some random dialogue because everybody is going hard in the comment section. This
All right,
is a live update.
Woj, Raptors. Raptors discussing Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell deals on multiple fronts, and those talks are expected to extend into Wednesday, and perhaps even Thursday. Philadelphia, Miami are interested in Lowry, but both have shown restraint on how far they will go to get a deal done. Woj, you're slacking, bro. We've been on this for the past month. Obviously, the Sixers and the Heat are interested in Lowry. Now it's just validated. Woj is just watching the Raptors digest. That's all. That's all it really is.
Dude, am I giving Woj the Walmart hat, dude? Is he
What is
behind
this
our
tweet?
news?
Y'all had us in the chat saying, oh, Woj bomb, trades happen. You know, you're thinking we're gonna catch a Lowry trade on a live?
Dude,
You-
that would be so wild if we got that.
We'd have to change the title. We'd have to.
But listen,
Yeah.
we literally are in the middle of saying if you are putting together a package including Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell, you gotta aim high, you gotta aim big. So it's so timely that Woj is reporting that this is what the Raptors are indeed doing. Because I mean, I don't know, if I was the Raptors front office, I'd be saying, even if you're getting Duncan Robinson, 2 first-round picks, and Precious Achiuwa, that's 100% guaranteed. But Kelly Olynyk instead of Precious Achiuwa, I'd still maybe make that trade. But if they're saying that's not even enough, I mean, I can't even predict what it is that they're looking for at this point. So that's I like it. I like the ambition.
Yeah, but still, we need Masai Ujiri to actually make a move, because I don't want the worst thing that could happen after all this losing. There's nothing happening,
nothing.
right? Like after essentially telling Woj, telling us, right? They're calling us up, the inside sources, and saying we're trading Lowry because all of our trade predictions come true, right? And then you don't make those deals. It's a tough look. So that's a big thing. We have one more video, but I'm gonna break it down to one picture one, because we really appreciate the videos sent in. They're easier, they're better for the visual content, but a lot of people posted the stories. A lot of people sent some DMs too. We tried to just get the stories today because we got flooded with messages, flooded with that. So if you want to be on the next one, next episode of You Said It, Not What's going on there, right? Make sure you post a story, you send a video, because it got the hands going. But this one here, and that's a similar vein. I can't even read that right now. I apologize to AKC God, but it looks like another Brooklyn Nets Raptors deal, and I understand it's a bunch of second round picks for Dinwiddie. You interested? We already talked about a Dinwiddie trade. We're iffy on it if Norm's involved.
I feel like we're moving up the ladder, back down the ladder. We were moving up with sort of stakes.
I meant to put this visual one in earlier, but you know, it's chaotic. We're getting Woj bombs. I'll throw it to the second picture one, and this one is coming from Raptors Pulse. I believe they're a big Instagram page. Not familiar. I don't know. Check them out.
I'm not really hard on the Instagram,
they're
but
shouting
I like
us,
it.
Yeah, if they're shouting us out on the stories, shout them out. But in this one, the Boston Celtics receive Kyle Lowry and Aaron Baines-Riker. The Toronto Raptors receive Miles Turner, Jeremy Lamb, and Aaron Holiday in a second-round pick. And then the Indiana Pacers receive Kemba Walker, Terrence Davis, Romeo Langford, and a first. Both of our foreheads are in the middle of the camera.
What are we just saying? Are we just saying you have to trade Kyle Lowry and Aaron Baines, and in return you get Miles Turner?
Yeah, basically. But you have to, and Terrence Davis is moved, but you have to suffer through Kyle Lowry being on the Boston Celtics in this trade. I believe this is a Bleacher Report one.
Yeah, Bleacher Report has the worst trade scenarios. They come out with like a huge dump typically at the beginning of an NBA season, and the ones involving the Raptors are always horrific. This is another one that You would obviously do, for all the reasons why you would trade Kyle Lowry right now, in that he's aging. He's probably not going to re-sign. Supposedly, according to 7 minutes before we started this, he wants $25 million extension per year. You're not paying him that much money. He should be in a win now situation. He should be on a good team, not a treadmill team, not on a team trying to tank. For all those reasons, you'd do that. And of course, you'd want back Miles Turner. But the Pacers have reportedly officially taken Miles Turner off the block. So this one, it couldn't happen.
Pacers took Miles Turner off the block. But did you see who they put on?
No.
Sabonis and Brogdon are on the block for the Indiana Pacers.
Way.
I've been seeing that posted all day. Right? They've been struggling, and maybe they're going the route. Turner, the thing about Turner, he's not the offensive juggernaut that Domantas Sabonis is, but he brings on the defensive end, and maybe that's the direction with Nate Bjorkgren that they want to go. Riker, they've underperformed, and it hasn't been brought up. We're kind of going against the mantra of the second. People always blame us when we make wild trades, but we're still throwing it out there. Riker, would you want to get Domantas Sabonis out here?
Dude, he's a perennial. Hey, he's not a perennial all-star. I believe he's a first-time all-star this season.
No, he's
but
all-star last year too. He's perennial. He's
perennial. If 2 years constitutes perennial, then he is perennial by that definition. He's a younger, more mobile Vucevic, who is like the golden egg whenever we say, who would you want to trade for? People are like, Vucevic. And Sabonis is the better version of him, and he plays much better down in the low block, down in the post. He's an extremely solid young player. Actually, I don't know if he's actually that young. He might be later 20s. Yeah, 20s, yeah. You'd absolutely trade for Sabonis. Now, would you trade Lowry Norm for Sabonis? Probably not, but you trade Lowry for sure.
Would you trade Norm? Just straight up Norm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you want a big man back. Now, I'm not actively trying.
Big man. He's an all-star big man. I'd trade Norm Baines and maybe even a pick, because he's more established. He's not a free agent. He's got the contract. But Riker, we're getting back into we said it so you can flame us. We gotta get it back to you said it, not us. I'm keep playing this animation. Green screen in the back, so we'll have a black background. But Tyson's got that fire. Right, we're rushing, we're spamming through, and we'll play the fourth video. I think this is the fourth video we have.
Front cut out. Hi guys, greetings from Germany. I hope you're doing well. I came up with a trade, obviously that sends Kyle Lowry to the Heat, in return of Tyler Herro, which the Raptors are looking for and getting in return. And then in order to fix bones in the front cut, I also thought about getting Lauri Markkanen, who the Bulls are ready to part ways with. I'm not so sure about his trade value. That's why I also sent a first-round pick to the Bulls. Let me know what you think. Thank you.
All the way from Germany. Shout out Lit Like Lars. Shout out Lit Like Lars. We appreciate the watch. We appreciate all of that. But we got to trade. This one's a wild one, Riker, and it involves the Miami Heat once again. And this sends Matt Thomas. 3-point sniper, the guy you and I are horrified to play against when he's not a Toronto Raptor, because he's going to not do anything on the Raptors, potentially. We're hoping. We're rooting for the guy. But if he doesn't thrive with the Raptors, we're going to trade him, and he's surely going to average 10 threes a game whenever he plays us, to the Miami Heat, along with Kyle Lowry. And we got Lauri Markkanen, Tyler Herro, Kelly Olynyk, and Felicio back, and the Bulls end up receiving Terrence Davis, Dragic, and a first.
Wait, was all we traded Matt Thomas to get Lauri Markkanen and
Matt
Tyler
Thomas,
Herro?
Kyle Lowry, and Terrence Davis.
Well, that would never happen. I mean, we won't get Tyler Herro for just Kyle Lowry, and now you're saying all we need to add to the mix is Matt Thomas, and we also get the Bulls' best player, second best player, Lauri Markkanen.
Well, I've heard rumors, and the thing about this, I agree. I think Tyler Herro, his value is so unpredictable. The Miami Heat, they're really high on him, even though his field goal percentage and stuff has dipped off. He had that phenomenal run in the playoffs. He's young. It's tough to get him. So I agree. That's where this becomes. It's maybe a little bit unrealistic in that sense, right? The Heat value him highly, but Lauri Markkanen, and maybe not necessarily in this structure of a deal, but the Sacramento Kings and the Chicago Bulls, they've been thinking about a Lauri Markkanen. I've seen rumors about this. I don't know how official, right? The shady rumor people. But the Lauri Markkanen Marvin Bagley swap, And I feel like that's the level of value he's currently at, because he's a restricted free agent as well. No one really knows how to value him. They've had those lost years where that coach that they had, Jim Boylan, was coaching them, and no one really knows if any of their players were good, or they just had a ball boy, a guy that should have been the ball boy coaching the team. So Lauri Markkanen, his value's a little bit low. If it's at the level of Marvin Bagley, I've been on rant saying I want to get Marvin Bagley. I think Lauri Markkanen could be in that space. Riker, obviously you wouldn't do... Would you do a Kyle Lowry or Norman Powell in a deal that's centered around Markkanen coming back? I get that take from you real quick.
Bro, that's straight up crazy talk.
Okay, crazy talk. So I agree.
It is crazy talk because you said you just equated his trade value to Marvin Bagley, who the Pistons declined for Sadiq Bey. So now you're saying that Lauri Markkanen, who's averaged 15 to 20 points per game for his entire 4-year career,
I'm
is
using that
less
propositional logic, Riker. I'm just rocking it through.
Of course you're going to trade for Lauri Markkanen.
Right, but would you trade our bench and maybe a pick for Markkanen to come in? Because would you be open to maybe giving up a future first and then a Terrence Davis or something?
For a restricted free agent.
Essentially.
Yeah, you'd give up your bench for Lauri Markkanen for sure. Now, I don't know what his true position is. I think he's about 6'8" to 6'10", something around that. He's a power forward for sure. So I don't know if you'd have to play Siakam probably at the 5 at that point. And it gets a little bit messy because we're not helping our interior defense, our rebounding, our inside scoring. So to trade away, all of your pieces, maybe you're not bringing the team, you're not steering the ship in the right direction.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And we have another one here, Riker. I think I'm pressing the right button. No, that's the wild one. We have from my guy Aiden. He's been hitting us up in the DMs. He's got a nice fantasy team. Shout out to you. I apologize if I'm messing up the names. I just go by the Instagram username. But we have Tony Snell, Raptor killer, Raptor just monster guy, right? Maybe in a Raptors uniform, he'd just be a beast. And John Collins coming to the Toronto Raptors in exchange for Norman Powell, Stanley Johnson, and a pick. The Raptors are sending a pick in this one. What are your thoughts on this, Riker?
I can say this right now. Norman Powell is better than John Collins. I wouldn't do this trade.
I agree. Would you? So, I agree. Like, especially, I don't think the Raptors need to put a pick in here, but let's just say Norman Powell, you expect him to leave. You're not getting that much deal. Would you be happy with a return on John Collins? Specifically, he's a big man. He can shoot. He can score. He can finish around the rim. The Hawks have been playing well. He's been playing well lately. You're just straight up no on it.
He's a small big man, and he's also entering his free agency period. So you're not getting any more security if you're saying we're not confident that Norm would re-sign. You're not getting back a guy who has any commitment to the organization, and he's a small big. You can't play him at center and have him match up against the guys that are slaughtering the Raptors consistently night in and night out, right? He would still have those same issues that Boucher would have, maybe a little bit more competent, obviously, because of his athleticism, but he's still not a big.
See, Riker, I'm throwing it out here. I'm giving you a gold star. I'm giving you I gotta flex the merch a little bit. I'm giving you an OGs. Right, because my guy Aiden, he knows. Again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong, right? But I'm giving you an OGs because you're missing the point of this trade, right? I baited you with a John Collins take, but Riker, you're hiding behind a shirt right now. I gotta look you in the eye. I'm looking into the Zoom right now. You're telling me you turned down. I'll look into my camera as well. We'll get real weird with this, but you're telling me you turned down a prime Michael Jordan and Tony Snell playing on a Raptors basketball court. You're telling me you turned that down for the likes of Norman Powell and a pick and these sorts of things? What are you going on with? Your basketball IQ is 0. I'm gonna.
So Ben's point is he agrees. John Collins, that trade is not what we want. He is also looking for, reportedly at the beginning of the season, a max type contract this coming free agency, but he's saying the value is in a one Tony Snell. That's why we're reacting to this. It's a you said it, not us. Somebody clearly values Tony Snell. In all honesty, even if Tony Snell is one of the Raptors killers, you're still not trading for him.
One day we're gonna acquire him on the buyout market. He's going to be in the Raptors uniform. It's going to be a Lynn Sanity situation, a Snell Sanity situation. We're going to have to put it on a t-shirt, Ryker. Snell Sanity, and he's going to take over the NBA. It's going to be over. Anyways, Ryker, we have one final blockbuster deal. Okay, it's coming from YYJ Photography _. Okay.
Oh, I think he's sent us stuff in the past, so shout out.
Yeah, shout out to everyone sending us DMs. We try to respond to them all, but I'm throwing it on the screen. It's going to be tough to see, so I'm going to read it out. Okay, so the New Orleans Pelicans acquire Precious Achiuwa. They acquire Precious Achiuwa. My phone's flipping all over the place.
I can almost see it myself.
Yeah, Kelly Olynyk. Precious Achiuwa, Kelly Olynyk. The Pelicans get. The Miami Heat get Kyle Lowry. The Pacers get Norman Powell, Aaron Baines. Aaron Baines, I gotta hide this for a second. We haven't played the pylon segment yet. Right? We got that there. And the Toronto Raptors receive Miles Turner, Lonzo Ball, Jackson Hayes, Tyler Herro, and Gordon Dragic. So we're giving up Norm, we're giving up Lowry. That's a lot to send out. We're giving up the insurance pylon and Aaron Baines. Okay? And we get back Dragic, Herro, Hayes, Lonzo, and Turner.
Okay, so we look at this in pieces, right? Can you leave it up on the screen?
Yeah.
So we're saying that the Pacers are comfortable to move Miles Turner in getting back Norman Powell and Baines. Maybe they would. Obviously it would maybe be like Sabonis now instead of Turner, right? If Sabonis
we'd
or
be
Brogdon
happier
are on the
with
block,
that.
right? So you're saying that they value Norman Powell more than their bigs, which maybe, according to reports now. The Heat, they're giving up Tyler Herro just straight, and Achiuwa and Olynyk, just straight up Kyle Lowry. That's it. Which, they value him high. If it was maybe Duncan Robinson instead of Herro, maybe this has a little bit more legs to it. And then the Pelicans, they've been shopping. They want to get rid of Lonzo Ball. I think that they're a bit higher on Hayes, that they wouldn't just give him, although they get back Achiuwa. So maybe that makes sense. Maybe they're like, all right, we'll get rid of Hayes, we'll get Achiuwa, we dump Lonzo. But that Kelly Olynyk, that's the part that doesn't make sense in this one to me. So it's ambitious. I love where the energy is coming from, but it wouldn't happen.
You know what, Ryker? The whole point of this is, you said it, not us. We're trying to get the wildest takes, the wildest trades. We're trying to have some fun in here, right? And the chat's been popping, right? People, the biggest takeaway before we finally send it off, Ryker, is people want to move Aaron Baines. I've seen Aaron Baines' name thrown out a bunch of times, and it gives me an excuse to throw out the pylon. Off the top of your head, what would be an Aaron Baines trade that you'd like to see, Ryker?
Top of my head, who would be an Aaron Baines trade? I don't know.
Tyler Herro?
Oh, man. See, guaranteed, we react to people's trades, and then this is the one that people listen to and fills the comment section saying, you guys are idiots for suggesting an Aaron Baines trade.
We love all of the my headphones are falling out, but we love all of the commenters, right? We love everyone, whether they agree with our takes, dislike our takes, go at us a little bit, right? But, we appreciate everyone. We appreciate everyone in the chat. We got a lot of cool stuff. People are asking about the merch. Riker's flexing the hoodie. I got the OG's crew neck on. You're feeling it up.
So nice. It's
luscious,
so nice.
Luscious texture, right? It's on the way. These are sort of trial it out. We got big things coming with this.
Yep.
We're
sort of kind of pre-ordering them, so we're just trying to gauge the interest. If people like merch, we're gonna flash a bunch of different styles and logos. We're not getting ahead of ourselves, but we're just planting the seed right now.
Yeah, we're planting the seed, so definitely keep your eyes out for some fun stuff. Just like you guys got to keep your eyes out for some trades going on. A couple people said there's another Woj trade, so we'll see that if we end off. But you guys are the best to make it this far. Check out the Twitter, the Instagram, all that cool stuff. The TikTok, the takes are going everywhere. We're on every platform. RaptorsDigest.ca. Look out, be on the lookout for merch, trades, posts, TikToks. Ryker, do you have any last words?
People still roasting my hair. That's it. I'm over it, Ben. Cheers.